Hello fellow crafters, my name is George and this is the Spare Time G, and today we're gonna make the comic book version of the Juggernaut. So before we start, this is pre-Deadpool 2 release, so I do not really know if he's going to be in the movie or not. I just heard the rumors and this hyped me to do this statue. And at the same time, if you want to have something like this and are not willing to sculpt it, you can go down to the description where I have some links for the Juggernaut figures. My only frame I am making is the torso part, which I have made from paper and duct tape, of course. The reason behind that is that the sculpture is not very large, and I kind of wanted to feel some kind of freedom doing the curves and posture. Here you can see that I have covered the frame up with the clay and also made the base for the chest, also the abs and the legs, of course. Here you can see that I have covered it up even more with the shoulder parts as well as the legs. Even right now you can see that the stature of the sculpture is pretty huge, like big guy, and of course you can see the proportions of the legs, which are almost as long as the torso is. I am of course going with the comic book version with all these crazy muscles on pretty much every body part. But the thing about the comic book version is that legs appear shorter than the total body proportions. Here you can see I have added a lot more muscles at the sculpture, and also he has really skinny hands, but they are actually the base for muscle adding process, so to say. I'm not using any kind of frame. Again, those are simple clay rods, not no wire on anything else. Tubes are going through them. Once again, because the sculpture is not that big, and at the same time its thickness is going to be quite a deal. As I'm going with this comic book version, his torso, arms, legs are quite thick and they can support themselves, and because of that you really do not need any kind of wire or any kind of base, so to say. One more thing again is that the boots he is wearing in the comic books are quite large, again in proportions with the total body. For example, in proportions with the head size. If you include that under the dome there is a simple human head with that, and if you include that the dome is not very high, the head will be really small in comparison to the overall body size, and the sheer width of this of his feet really supports the overall body quite well, and it stands on this stand at the same time quite nicely, so you won't need to make any kind of attachment to it. Actually, so to say, this is the second episode from the Little Giant series. I started from Colossus, from the Deadpool again, and the next episode is from Deadpool as well. I hope it is. Here you can see that I have finished up the muscle adding process, and I'm really happy with this result. As you can see, I have added all muscles like biceps, triceps, forearm muscles, as well as chest and these complicated shoulders. I have worked on the back as well. You can see the back side of it, really thick calves, and the triceps also are quite prominent, and the back muscles, and of course the quads are really nice looking. So here's our guy. I have pretty much finished every detail on it. I was going at least. You can see the dome and the rivets underneath, also the mouth part, the eye holes. And of course I'm not going to add any kind of details of the eyes and the mouth because the hole is quite small, and I'm going with the shade version as if you cannot see what is underneath them. At the same time I have done the palms. Of course, palms is one of the most difficult parts of sculpting and at the same time painting. But I went with this posture of showing and flexing, and at the same time he is a little bit bent on the abs and like he is ready to charge in. As you know, Juggernaut's thing is that once he like builds the momentum, he cannot be stopped. It's like the same with the Thor's hammer, which cannot be lifted if you are not worthy. You cannot stop Juggernaut if he do not decides to stop himself, so to say. This is his thing, but at the same time he's really tough and strong, and he also has quite a strong skin. And I went to this route as I'm not going to add some kind of veins on his hands, even if they are going to be shown and they are going to be naked, because I want to showcase how thick his skin is at the point as you cannot really see the veins and the striations of the muscles. And here is the finished version. I'm really happy with this result. It looks like a comic book version. I really do not know what the movie version is going to be, and hopefully I really hope he's going to be as large as he needs to be in comparison with Colossus. Colossus in the comics is as large as he is in the movie, and I was really happy that they went on that road, and I really hope that Juggernaut, as he's larger than the Colossus, is going to be like humongous. And yeah, this was my second episode for these Tiny Giants. I'm really hoping to do others like Red Hulk, Abomination, Doomsday, and other guys who can be considered as giants in their respective comic book universes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I enjoyed making it. It was quite fun for me because muscular superheroes or villains are the thing I was doing when I was a child a lot, and playing with them. And yeah, have a nice day and see you next time. Goodbye.